January 2020, COVID-19 epidemic in Malaysia started as a small wave of 22 cases through imported cases. It was followed by a bigger wave resulting in 651 cases, mostly from local transmissions. The government urged to choose a more stringent measure when the following wave unexpectedly saw a three-digit number of daily cases. A limited lockdown approach called MCO Movement Control Order was immediately initiated to the whole country as a way to prevent the epidemic from spreading. The lockdown causes a major socio-economic disruption. On one hand, the widespread economic downturn caused by the pandemic has led to a significant decrease in consumer demand. With business closed and people staying at home, there has been a sharp decline in spending on non-essential goods and services. This decrease in demand has the potential to create deflationary pressures as businesses may be forced to lower prices in order to attract customers and stimulate spending. Movement Control Order (MCO) in Malaysia has had a profound impact on households' consumption patterns. A study conducted by the Department of Statistics Malaysia revealed that during the initial MCO period, households increased their consumption of food products and engaged in stockpiling. With limited access to restaurants and concerns about food shortages, people turned to consuming more food at home. This shift in consumption patterns has had a direct impact on the demand for certain goods, with increased demand for food products and decreased demand for categories such as transport, restaurants and hotels, recreation and clothing. On the other hand, there are concerns that the massive fiscal and monetary stimulus measures implemented by governments around the world to combat the economic fallout from the pandemic could lead to higher inflation. The injection of trillions of dollars into the economy has the potential to increase the money supply and in turn drive up prices. Additionally, disruptions in global supply chains and increased production costs due to social distancing measures could also contribute to higher inflationary pressure. Overall, the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting Great Lockdown have created a complex and uncertain economic landscape. The unique combination of shocks to both demand and supply has sparked a debate on whether the outcome will be deflationary or inflationary. The changes in households' consumption patterns observed during the MCO period in Malaysia highlight the significant impact of the pandemic on consumer behavior and the potential implications for various sectors of the economy. As the situation continues to evolve, it remains to be seen how these shocks will ultimately shape inflation and deflationary pressures in the long term.
For the first point is decrease taxes. So, decreasing taxes is a fiscal policy measure. Fiscal policy involves the use of government spending and taxation to influence the overall economy. When a government decreases taxes, it is implementing to fiscal policy to design to stimulate economic activity. Here how it works. Stimulating consumer spending. By stimulating consumer spending, it is lowering income taxes, for example, increase the disposable income of individuals. This in turn can lead to higher consumer spending as people have more money available for purchase. Other than that, encouraging investment. Governments may choose to lower corporate taxes, which are taxes levied on a company's profit. When corporate taxes are reduced, business retain more of their earnings. This creates a financial incentive for companies to invest in various ways, such as job creation, innovation, and technology. Besides that, is boosting aggregate demand. Tax cuts can boost aggregate demand in the economy by increasing the spending power of both consumer and business. This can be particularly effective during economic downturns when there is a need to stimulate economic activity. While tax cuts can be a powerful tool in fiscal policy, their effectiveness depends on various factors, including the overall economic context, the specific design of the tax cuts, and how individuals and business respond to the change. To sum up, it's important to note that fiscal policy involves not only tax change but also government spending decisions. Government often use a combination of both tools to achieve specific economic objectives such as stabilizing the economy, promoting growth, or addressing unemployment. I will pass to the next presenter.
My name is is Karen and I'll be explaining to you guys on one of the fiscal policy measures to overcome the inflation in Malaysia during the COVID-19. Increasing government expenditure is a key component of fiscal policy measures that can be used to manage inflation, especially during a crisis like the COVID-19 pandemic. As you can see here, these are the strategies on how it works. First one is the stimulus packages. What exactly are stimulus packages? Well, stimulus packages often involve increased spending on various sectors of the economy. This could include the infrastructure development, healthcare, education, as well as social welfare programs. The increased spending can stimulate the economic activity, create jobs, and increase consumer spending, all of which can help to manage the inflation. The government can roll out stimulus packages to cushion the economy from the impacts of the pandemic. For instance, the Malaysian government expanded its fiscal policy and increased the ceiling cap for the COVID-19 fund from RM65 billion to RM110 billion to finance the additional aid and support the measures. Second one is the extension of conditional wage subsidies. Well, the government can extend the conditional wage subsidies because this actually helps the businesses keep their employees and maintain their operations, which in turn stimulates the economic activity. Furthermore, it's improving the predictability of standard operating procedure, which is the SOP regulations. So by making SOP regulations more predictable, businesses can better plan their operation, which can lead to increased productivity as well as economic growth. Okay, last but not least is expediting approvals and disbursement for existing loans. Quick approval and disbursement of loans can actually provide businesses with the necessary capital to continue their operation. Thereby, it is stimulating the economic activity. So these strategies aim to stimulate economic activity and manage inflation during the pandemic. However, this effectiveness can be different depending on the specific circumstances and the nature of the COVID-19. It's also important to take note that these measures should be implemented in a balanced manner to avoid any unintended consequences. For example, we can say here, while increased government spending can stimulate the economy and potentially help manage the inflation, it must be done in a balanced and sustainable manner. If not managed properly, it could lead to other economic issues such as increased public debt or even higher inflation in the long term. Therefore, it is crucial to regularly review and adjust these measures as needed.
Another measures used by the government to overcome inflation is by activating labor market. This is by implementing reskilling and upskilling initiative. This can improve income and productivity, which can help to mitigate the effects of inflation. Certainly, active labor market programs in fiscal policies involve government intervention designed to address unemployment and enhance the efficiency of the labor market. These programs encompass a range of initiatives such as training and retraining programs to upgrade workers' skills, subsidies for employers to encourage hiring, and public works projects that generate employment opportunities. By incorporating these measures into fiscal policies, government aims to reduce unemployment rates, boost workforce productivity, and stimulate overall economic growth. These programs are particularly relevant during times of economic downturns when unemployment tends to rise, as they can help mitigate the impact on individuals and the broader economy.
The next way to overcome the inflation is by cash transfer. Giving people or a household direct financial help is known as cash transfer. A government could employ focused cash transfer programs to lessen the effects on inflation on population that are more susceptible. The strategy is giving money to particular population, including the low-income families or those who are most impacted by the price increases. The government can assist impacted people in meeting their basic requirement in spite of inflation by putting in place stock out the cash transfer program. Compared to broad-based subsidies, this can be more efficient and focused because it directly targets the financial burden on those who are most affected. But in order to guarantee that this program reach the intended recipient and successfully lessen the financial sufferings brought on by inflation, much care must be taken in their planning and implementation. Policymakers should also take sustainability and wider budgetary ramification into account. In conclusion, cash transfer is one of the effective ways to overcome the inflation during the COVID-19 pandemic.
For conclusion, the COVID-19 pandemic has made things pretty complicated for inflation in Malaysia. It has affected a bunch of economic sectors in different ways. Government's intervention, aim of economic aid contributed for challenges to controlling inflation. Balancing economic recovery and price control was a delicate task during the pandemic, influenced by internal factors and global community price instability. Policymakers now aim to sustain economic growth while managing inflation through careful monetary policy and support for struggling sectors. A flexible strategy is crucial for managing inflationary pressures and ensuring a robust economic recovery post-pandemic in Malaysia. So I think that's all from us. We apologize if there are any shortcomings through our presentation in this video. It is hoped that all the information we provide can give benefit to anyone who is willing to watch our video. See you next time. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.
Let's play some quiz. What is the meaning of inflation? Yes, the first one. What is the fiscal policy? The answer is the second one. Which one is a type of fiscal policy? Yes, the second one. Next, what is the main focus of fiscal policy? The answer is the third one. For the last question, how does an increase in government spending affect the economy in the short term? The answer is the first one. I think that's all from us. Bye-bye.